Well, good day everyone, Mitch here again, and welcome back to your favourite Model T Ford channel, and specifically another Rambling Rides. Well, what am I doing today? Well, right now I'm heading into town. My dad's got to take his ute in to have the air conditioning fixed, and actually I should probably qualify that for my American viewers out there. A ute is basically what you guys call a pickup truck. Yeah, that's basically it. So anyway, we're taking Dad's ute in to get the air conditioning fixed. I don't think he's even had this vehicle a year yet, and the air conditioning's playing up already. So yeah, not really sure what's going on there. It's already been in once to have the air conditioning fixed, and yep, still not working. Yeah, like 3-ton towing capacity, something like that. Funny, a few months ago we used it to tow a really heavy trailer to South Australia, and which is a journey of about, I suppose about 2,500 kilometres away. And yeah, towed without a problem at all. It tows really well, and although like a lot of these small vehicles, it does make it use a fair bit of fuel when it's towing. I think he gets about 900 kilometres out of a tank of diesel when it's empty. But towing this big trailer, I think that figure was cut in half. I think it only covered about 450 k's on a tank. So all vehicles can have their teething problems, I guess, and yeah, my dad's SsangYong is clearly no different to that. So it would seem you guys were pretty receptive to my recent Q&A video. That was really good to see. Yeah, I wasn't really sure how successful that was going to be, but you know, the way I see it, there was a lot of people out there on YouTube doing these sort of Q&A style videos for their channels, especially if they're running a bit of a niche channel like I am. I mean, sure, there's other channels out there that are doing videos about Model T Fords, and there's some really good ones actually, I've got to say. There's can't remember what they're called off the top of my head, but they've been doing anything from drag racing against a Model A. I think I saw a tug of war with a Ford Ranger ute there. That was that was pretty that was pretty cool to see. I think there was another one where they took a Model T through a drive-through. Anyway, you guys will know who you are if you're watching this. Gotta love that channel. It's there's some really good content there actually. Might steal some of your ideas. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, the whole Q&A thing is, as I say, there was a lot of channels doing it, and I thought, well, yeah, I really do need to involve you guys more in my channel. So I figured, well, a Q&A is a good place to start. And look, if you've got any suggestions or ideas of the sort of videos you'd like to see me do, pop them in the comments of this video. I'd love to hear from you guys, as always. Just let me overtake this truck. He's going a bit slow. There we go. Now, as I think I mentioned in at some point in that Q&A video, I think I did mention that there is another little project I'm working on. I get asked a lot when I take the Model T to car shows. People ask me, and obviously they're being sarcastic, but still a good question anyway. And they ask me, where's the USB port? You know, where do I charge my phone, or does it have Bluetooth and all of this kind of thing? So I thought that's given me an idea. So I got jumped on eBay and I bought myself what's called a buck module, which basically it accepts anywhere between 6 to 32 volts, and then it outputs to a USB port. So, and I think it goes up to about 20 or 30 watts, something like that, enough to charge a mobile phone anyway. So I've got that on the go. Part of that gadget that I'm building, it's actually got a Bluetooth speaker built into it, so I can actually pair my phone to it and So essentially the Model T will have Bluetooth as well. So you guys have got that to look forward to. Now it's nothing fancy, this little gadget. It's just something that basically will be able to be wired into the ignition switch in the T, so that it has power. And then yeah, I'll have USB and Bluetooth in the Model T. So I'll be interested to see what you guys think of that. I haven't even made the video for that yet, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. So it's currently 9:30 in the morning, just heading into Taree, as I said, to get my dad's ute fixed, get the air conditioning fixed on that. So I think he's a couple of k's ahead of me. He set off earlier than I did, so I've got to catch him up. Anyway, beautiful weather this morning, I've got to tell you, really nice. I swear summer has arrived early this year. You know, we've just come out of winter here, and like it was a really wet winter. We had a lot of rain and that, and now it's pardon me, now it's springtime, and I'm looking around and it's like summer. It's insane. And the temperature hasn't really cranked it up much yet this morning. It's about, what's my truck say, 21 degrees Celsius outside, so that's about, I guess, low 70s in Fahrenheit if I'm not mistaken. Now we have been having some quite hot spring days this year, so not really sure what the summer's going to bring this year, because obviously in Australia, we're particularly over on the east coast where I live, every summertime we're sort of, everybody gets a bit on edge, wondering whether or not we're going to have a repeat of the 2019 bushfire season. Now that was scary. We had there was a fair portion of the state was actually on fire. It was insane, the amount of fires that they had to contend with, and the RFS, the Rural Fire Service, they were really pushed to their limit. And I believe it was earlier that year in 2019, the federal government actually paid for I believe it was a Boeing 737 aircraft, specifically to be used as a like a water bomber type thing, except it wasn't carrying water, it was carrying a fluorescent pink fire retardant material. But I tell you what, that plane was kept busy throughout those fires in 2019. It was pretty bad, and we actually had the fires come to our place, like where I live. That particular fire started off about 20 or 30 kilometers away, and it covered that distance, like it spread and covered that distance in bit over an hour and a half, I suppose. It was pretty scary. And as I say, the fire came onto my property, and but fortunately, when it actually did arrive at my place, the wind had actually died down, which was a blessing, because unless you're Australian, and you'd already know about this, but for those of you that live in other countries where bushfires, wildfires, whatever you want to call them, aren't as prevalent, the way they tend to behave in Australia, because we've got a lot of gum trees and eucalyptus trees, that sort of thing, and they're naturally full of oil, so eucalyptus oil, which is highly flammable. You might as well be throwing gas onto it. So, and those fires, when they really get going, and then they can actually get up into the crown of into the canopy of the trees, and it becomes what's known as a crown fire, and it's basically unstoppable. Anyway, we were very fortunate that the fire didn't actually get to that stage at our place. It was just sort of burning through the undergrowth on the ground. So the fire brigade was able to put it out, and then they started they started a back burn to basically encourage the fire to move in a different direction, and to stop it, more importantly, stop it spreading towards our house and our sheds and all of that sort of thing. So a big shout out to the RFS, the Rural Fire Service. Without you guys, I don't know where we'd be. And actually, it's my understanding that I believe a number of firefighters were sent over from the United States over here to Australia to help, and they were part of the water bombing team. I'm pretty sure I do have my facts right. I believe there were 2 or 3 Americans that actually lost their lives. So my hat goes out to you. My hat comes off to you guys, and how we all come together, and you know, we all get together to help each other out when times are tough. And I think that's a really special thing. And in the world that we live in now, I think it's even more important that we stick together. You know, we've got to put our cultural differences and all of our differences aside, because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Just because we have different beliefs, you know, it doesn't mean to say we can't get along and help each other out when things aren't going so well. Anyway, that wasn't really where I was going with this rambling rides, but I don't know what made me come over all philosophical just then. But there we go. You never know what I'm going to talk about on these videos. So anyway, that about wraps up this video. But I would like to hear from you guys, as I said before. So if you've got any questions for me for a future Q&A video, put them in the comments, either on this video or on that Q&A video I did the other day. Put your comments on there, your questions. I'd love to hear from you guys. But as always, I love doing these videos for you guys, and the more I can get you guys involved and participating, you know, build up the Model T community. In the meantime, don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment below, and smash that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so that you get notified when I put up a new video. Well, that's it from me from this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll say there will be more Rambling Rides videos to come. But until then, stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time.